Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check-in. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my new place in Honolulu, Hawaii. So I moved hotels for a couple of days before I eventually moved to Kauai, to the third island that I will be visiting. I've had quite a full day and apologize for doing it in the dark time of night. I didn't bring my ring light on this specific leg of the trip because of some luggage considerations. So I kind of made an agreement with myself that I'm going to be doing it during the day, recording my readings, so that I don't really have to worry about adding artificial light. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna be that way as much as possible, but today it wasn't the case, mostly because I was out on the island trip for the entire day, and yeah, I'm exhausted, so I apologize in advance if I say something wrong, but I do feel like we need to take a look what's happening with the twins, especially because I missed the day yesterday. So guys, let's do it, and I'm gonna start with the Cosmic Journey Oracle. We'll get a card for each of the twins, then we'll get into energies, and then we'll get into messages. I still didn't get the Hermit Tarot today. I don't know, somehow it just feels a little off to me right now, so I'm gonna be doing messages with a regular tarot deck. Oh, and big news, I went into a crystal shop today. So I got myself, yes, a few pieces of new crystals and minerals, let's call them that way, but most importantly, I got a new deck. It's an oracle deck that has different crystals on them and different messages. I haven't gotten to know it yet, so I'm not using it in a reading just yet, but I am gonna get it ready energetically. I am gonna read the book, and yes, I believe this week, a little bit later this week, I'll definitely integrate it into the rotation, especially with the twins. I feel like it's even more powerful that way. And by the way, if you haven't checked out my article in Crystal Healing, take a look. It's like sets the basis for what is it all about, how does it work, where to start. But of course, there's so much information these days and so many things you can do and utilize crystals for, but yeah, ultimately their energy kind of impacts the energy of the human being that's been in the direct proximity of the crystals. That's why one of the key rules in using crystals in your life is that they're supposed to be in the proximity of where you are for significant periods of time, otherwise there's just no point. Like if let's say I bought my new crystals and I'm gonna just leave them at home and I'll be traveling all day every day, it wouldn't work really, right? Like I have to be more mindful of that, because, and to be more specific, crystals are impacting water in our body, right? So they need to be close to the water in our body, in other words. Yeah, so yeah, different considerations about crystals, but I'm excited about the new deck. Although, yeah, my luggage looks pretty full, but yeah, I'll have to make it work. And I have my next flight on Thursday, so we'll test my theory on whether I actually got better at packing my stuff, because I had overweight luggage on last Friday. I was gonna say, do I travel every Thursday? No, it was Friday. Yeah, I was flying to Oahu on Friday. Anyways, Divine Feminine, you've got card number 37. You decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me, right? To me, this is, since if you're watching this video, you are awake, you are aware, you are open to this connection, to this journey. But I will definitely say that what I'm sensing immediately is that you may have some doubts, so how you interpreted the journey, or what you were expecting, or what you're going to be doing with it next. And the one thing I would say is don't doubt, right? And that's the main message that I'm getting, right? Not just about awakening, but about remembering that part, right? Remembering how you recognized your person and they recognized you. Remembering the signs you were getting along the way when you were pursuing your spiritual path and trying something different, something new, right? Like all of those things are pretty important because they help you see what comes next and feel the support in what comes next. Okay, let's get a card for the DMs. Synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space. Yes, in DMs, actually, there is a little bit of synchronicity even in these messages. DMs are getting reminded about the journey and DFs through certain signs, through certain synchronicities. Especially if you're not in communication, they do have their vision of who you are, what you're about, what you like, right? And hence there's already a list of things, events, people, words that remind them of you. And that's what's happening right now. So I'm actually sensing a little bit of a sadness. But yeah, let's see what's that about. Let's see what the energy is like for Divine Feminines right now. I'll try to keep it relatively short. Mostly because I'm exhausted. Usually I'm saying that because I don't want to keep you guys. But today it's because I'm exhausted. And guess what we have? We have 4 of Wands and 7 of Wands, which makes 11. Yeah, 11, and we had 11, I think. No, not for this one. It was a different reading that I was doing. But anyways, union and standing up for yourself. Do you guys understand that union or proximity of union in this journey directly depends on how well they stand on their own feet, how confident and safe and happy they can feel on their own, on your own. And that sounds a little paradoxical, but that's ultimately the recipe to bringing them closer. And you know, the information is still being processed. It's like the work in progress. It's cooking there. It's getting DFs to some new decisions and new revelations. Very interesting concept. I like the 11 for sure. 11 of Wands, not just 11 of Wands, just fire energy, right? So it's like being a wholesome twin that doesn't require another twin to function in this world and be of service and be a light. Speaking of the light, got the Hermit card for DMs. Hopefully I'll be able to pick it up. Okay, I did find the card. I did edit out the part where I was actually looking for it. It took me a little while. But yeah, I was talking about the light, and yeah, I immediately got the Hermit card for DMs. Let's get some additional clarification. Tell us more about DM energy. Wow, look at this. Do you see anything familiar in the 2 cards? This is basically the same guy, right? So on the one hand, the guy is very much focused on their own thing, what is bothering them, what is of concern, what scares them, right? And this light is like that beacon of safety for them. In the other card, the same person, as I see it as a reader, is actually focusing on the love, right? holding the 2 cups out of 5. That's the difference from the traditional 5 of cups, actually, right? So it's almost like the Hermit is the major arcana, right? Like, so this is like a more helicopter view of what's going on. Not the helicopter view, but like a zoomed out version, right? It's like, yeah, I'm taking care of myself, getting my shit together, whatever. But when you zoom in, you actually see that it's 2 cups, and it's the love and it's the connection. And that's what they cherish, what they value, and that's what represents the light, actually, right? It's not some something external, something foreign. It's the actual connection, and that's beautiful. I love it. So the memories of your connection and the signs that they're getting to remind them of you, actually keeping them on track, keeping them focused and motivated for future things. And yes, it sounds a little bit weird considering that what they could see for themselves for the future doesn't necessarily all have to match the union space, right? There could still be a lot of different karmic situations and scenarios, but energetically it does work that way, and that's all that matters. And at the very least, DMs, what I'm sensing strongly, DMs have stopped fighting it or being in denial about it, right? Like they still don't get it, right? What's the connection, or how is it helpful? But they agree that it is. They acknowledge that. Okay, what's happening in the connection space? Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. We have 5 of Pentacles in reverse and Justice. Yeah, so very nice combination. So there is a release or dissolvement. I'm getting this image of the feeling of lack or loneliness or separation or longing for the union to kind of dissolve, right? Like this chemical substance kind of like gets stirred and dissolved. And Justice is coming in, right? So there is certain divine intervention to help to heal this pattern, to help calm the mind, the monkey mind that keeps thinking that if this person is not in my bed next to me, or if we don't talk every day, or if they don't say happy birthday to me, then it means that I'm all on my own, and you know, there's no hope, or it's gonna take such a long time, or whatever it is that you could be telling yourself, right? That is getting dissolved so that you can focus on something constructive. Not for you to think immediately, oh yes, that's gonna happen tomorrow, I'm optimistic. No, it's more that it doesn't bother you, so it doesn't take you away from the great stuff you're supposed to focus on. And if we talk about relationships specifically, and romantic relationships even more so, to be able to have space for someone worthy without the specific name, a specific label, so that if your twin flame is not ready, and I'm saying it more generically because this is a connection space, if your twin is not ready to be with you for one another reason, that you can attract somebody who will be a worthy partner, that you don't have to struggle with. You know, it's like, it's the case when, and I actually had, because I've been among some new people in my life, I had like those things where those thoughts were coming to my mind. Like there were potential suitors, right? And I know that if I wanted to, I could pursue that and it would work out. And those were pretty good matches, but I also could see where this wouldn't go well at all, like where the person is like completely on a different page with me. And it's like, well, I've learned that lesson, like I've done my part. Why would I put myself into a relationship where I have to struggle through that again? Right? Like it becomes so obvious, and you're like, at the very least, I'd be talking about it up front. And if the person does not agree to kind of shift or at least compromise, so that I can be comfortable, it's not gonna happen, because there are just certain things, certain values and priorities that I'm not willing to barge on, or like to sacrifice just to be with someone else. That's how it is. Okay, let's get messages from DM to DF. And it's 19 minutes late. Oh, yeah, no, it's not. Because I'm cutting off the part where I was looking. That was funny and sad at the same time. Whew. That point in time at night, you just love looking for things randomly. Messages from DM to DF. Okay, we have 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and 10 of Cups. Now the 11 there in the middle. Oof. DMs are trying to figure out the path for the... Sorry, guys. DMs are trying to figure out to kind of retrace their steps and see what they could be doing better in the future. And it could be specifically about something that went down between them and DF. It could be just generally something else in life, but they understand that they've made certain mistakes that they don't want to make again. And it's important for them to kind of understand where those decisions were coming from and what new baseline they want to build. Is that moment where the energy ascension has happened, but it didn't kind of cascade into the 3D space yet. And this is that integration part where DMs can feel that I cannot do that again anymore, or like I'm not gonna make that mistake again if I get a chance. But they are figuring out what exactly that means for them, how to recognize it, and what are they gonna do, right? Like, what is the desired chain of events or desired behavior, how they can handle it better. And that includes, well, considering it has 10 of Cups and a couple hugging, that, you know, that includes situations with DFs for sure. So DM is basically saying that next time that we have a chance to get closer or to work on something together, or for me to learn something from you or whatever, right? Like the version could be, I'm not gonna mess it up and I'm not gonna be holding back because I know it's important, and I can even tell from all the remorse that I'm feeling now that I didn't handle it well, how important it is for me deep down that I didn't recognize. Messages from the yes, Page of Swords. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna consider that that wasn't... Yeah, that wasn't meant to be. We'll get more cards, clarification. And that'll do another charming search party for the card. Please clarify some more. Okay. So we got Queen of Swords and the Hierophant here. So DF is actually facing a growth spurt as well. It feels like there's a completely new body of knowledge that turned up, that still needs to be covered, that still needs to be processed, and it's a little overwhelming right now. But DF knows, and that it has some important keys to communication with Divine Masculine and with bringing you guys together. But what DF is saying is, I know it's gonna take some time, and I know that I need to figure it out on my own, right? So it's not to hold you accountable, it's not to blame you for anything, and it's not that without you, it's not like I'm not gonna master it, it's the other way around. I need to master it by myself first, with the logic and the brain that I have, and also with my connection with Source, right? To combine all those forces, to figure it out, to master it, to become an expert, as a specialist in this. And then I can make it work with the two of us. And I feel like I'm really onto something. So it's exciting and I can't wait to figure it out and bring it to our space and to our journey. Okay, I'm gonna let you go on this note. Thank you so much for being with me, guys. I love you, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon.